What Love Is, co-written and sung by my guest, Rose McDowall, as a member of the band Strawberry Switchblade. Rose, your career did not end with Switchblade. You're still going strong within Britain's independent music scene. As part of it, your creativity seems to have blossomed to new heights with each project. You feature diverse instrumentation, a range of vocal stylings, and have been with a number of bands, 2 of your own, and with several others as a guest performer. Talk about this period while growing as a musician.
I had lots of friends who were musicians, and they would ask me to do vocals on their albums, and for me that was great fun, because when you're recording your own stuff, there's a lot of pressure on you. You're really precious about what you're doing, but when you're doing it with someone else, the pressure's on them, really. So I had lots of fun working with other people and doing different things.
You had a nice taste of the big time, yet you remained true to the indie scene. Why did you choose that route?
Well, because I guess my experience from working with big record companies is that along the line you're going to lose your way unless you're really lucky, because there's an awful lot of pressure comes from them to get you to do things that you would rather not, and I just like to be in the driving seat of my own career.
The post-Strawberry Switchblade bands you put together are Sorrow and Spell. Talk about these projects.
Yeah, well, Spell was something I did with Boyd Rice, who lives in Denver. We hooked up in Japan when I was playing with Current 93, and Boyd Rice was playing over there, and Death of June were playing there, and the whole crowd of us were over doing this festival, and we were all in each other's bands, because I played with both Current 93 and Death in June. And that's when I met Boyd. I'd spoken to him before then, but I met him in Japan, and we planned to do this album. And that was great fun doing, because it was just an album of covers, which was just really good fun to do. The other things that I did with Sorrow, that was my main project, and that was songs written by myself and partly written by Robert Lee, who was my husband at the time. Basically, for me, Sorrow is about embracing sorrow and not shying away from it, because through sorrow you discover a lot of things about yourself, and you reach depths in your own personality that you wouldn't normally reach. And to me, to have experienced sorrow is a really important thing, because it's good when it's not there, but when it is there, it takes you to a very quiet, dark place inside yourself, and I actually feel quite comfortable there. I think a lot of that's probably got to do with my upbringing as well, being quite bleak, and having to live with that because there wasn't a choice. So I sort of embraced sorrow in a way, and I love melancholy, and I think that not enough people actually do that musically. Not enough people put enough melancholy and sort of magic into their music. I actually like to sing things that are melancholy. And I mean, sometimes when I'm writing songs, I actually cry as I'm writing them and think, how am I going to record this if I keep crying every time I'm singing it? But I usually get over it.
You've been a guest singer and musician with several, and I mean several, bands. How intertwined are the independent alternative performers in the UK?
There are quite a few scenes where bands are pretty intertwined. Everyone's using the same drummer, or they'll be using the same violinist, or just because there's a sort of group of people that we just dip in and out of and use the musicians that we do. At the moment, I've got a violinist, a cello player, drummer, guitarist, and myself playing guitar, and a bass player. And the violinist also plays flute and keyboards. So we've got quite a diverse sound now. We did go through a stage of using bagpipes as well and harmonium, and that was a great sound. I loved that sound. The next album that I'm working on now is going to have more harmonium in it.
Rose, there really is no way to put your style in any one or two categories. Your own MySpace page classifies you as a mix of psychedelic, emo, and country, while others have described your style as gothic, bohemian, and folkish. It's almost like we have to put you in a category by yourself. How did you develop your own style into what it is today?
Well, funnily enough, I just pick up the guitar or the harmonium and just play. And I tend to focus on melody a lot. I like melody, I like darkness. So putting them both together for me is quite natural. And it doesn't really fit into any other category. And I wouldn't like to categorize myself anyway.
How much old Strawberry Switchblade do you see in some of the music you write today?
Well, actually, there are some songs that you can just tell that were written by the same person. I still play a couple of Strawberry Switchblade songs when we play live, usually Since Yesterday, and we play Deep Water. Since Yesterday, quite similar to the way that Strawberry Switchblade did it. Deep Water is a bit different, but it really fits with what we do now.
Well, having said that, Rose, do you occasionally still wear polka dots on stage?
No, I don't.
I just thought I'd throw that one in there. Now, of all the places you've performed throughout the years, what were some of your favorites?
Iceland was really good. I like playing in Iceland. I actually love New York. I enjoyed playing over there and would love to play there again. I love the town. It's a really good place to be and wander around.
Rose, with all the work you've done over the years, what do you want the music-loving world to remember most about Rose McDowall, the singer and songwriter?
I think the diversity is quite important because I have been involved with a lot of sort of underground bands, and there's a bit of notoriety to, a lot that goes along with my name, and I actually quite like that. So I'd like people to think that I was a diverse musician, and that most of all that I could make them cry. We did a gig in America, and someone started crying in the audience, and then before you knew it, almost the whole audience were crying, and it was awesome. It was really amazing to move people that much, and it's not uncommon for me to do gigs and for there to be people crying in the audience, and I think that's the biggest compliment anyone can give you, because it means that you're touching them emotionally, and that is important to me because the songs touch me emotionally, and if I can reach out and touch someone else with them that way, it's just such a buzz.
You now perform under your own name, Rose McDowall.
Yeah, that's right. I decided to go back to my own name. One of the reasons being I split up with my partner in sorrow, and another reason being is most people know me as Rose McDowall and not as a band name. So I thought I should just go back to my own name.
Do you have any new projects in the works?
Yeah, I'm working on an album just now. I'm only halfway through writing it, so it'll be a little while before it's out, but it will be the first thing that I've done on my own for quite a while now, actually.
Rose, thank you again for being my guest tonight on Revenge of the 80s.
Thank you.
Let's close out with one of your newer songs, Let There Be Thorns. My guest tonight, Rose McDowall, former lead singer of Strawberry Switchblade. I'm Chris. This is Revenge of the 80s.